Yeah, so good evening and thank you very much for joining and thank you for keeping your videos on. And just to remind why we have this session is to, of course, brainstorm with each other to share ideas on how we can grow our business. That's the only intention. And we focus mainly on businesses which have already started off, which has already, got into a path and now they're looking for paths of growth. How do I grow my business? So that's the stage of businesses that all these topics are meant for. We started about 5 years back when few friends we got together and we started asking questions to each other on how to grow our business, and it really helped us, and that's how this all got started. We have a community called becommunity.me where you can register, you can search for other members. We have a tool where you can track your goals and use it like a coaching tool if you're interested, if you would like to see how am I progressing in certain metrics and all that. And of course, we have a WhatsApp group where you can share about your business, you can ask for referrals, you can ask for connections. And today's topic is what are the key financial metrics you should monitor in business for successful operations of the business. Okay, and the way we would be doing, of course, I'll share a few minutes and then it will be open for discussion where each one of you can also share, and then of course towards the end we'll close. Okay, so um, okay, I'll come to that. Okay, so let's start off. So first thing is business success initially depends on marketing, sales, product or service. Any business when it has to take off from the ground, there's always marketing, sales, product and service. These are the most critical things. However, what happens is in the long run, success heavily depends on financial stability and financial metrics and how it is being managed. Though initially finance might not, contribute to a major factor in taking off and starting the business and all, but eventually, if the financial aspect is not taken care with proper monitoring and control, then the whole business can collapse. Okay, and it is extremely crucial that we monitor few key metrics to ensure that our business is successful in the long run. And most common financial metrics, which all of us know, so I thought I will put that in the first slide, put it behind us, and then go to certain metrics which are something that usually people don't keep it as a main metric to even follow. So, profit and loss, balance sheet, cash flow, these are three financial metrics that all of us have to monitor. That is mandatory, even it is, as a statutory requirement, also profit and loss and balance sheet is required. And cash flow, of course, for us it's quite essential if we really need to see how where the money is going to come from and at what time. Okay, so having told this, which are the most common ones, I thought I'll say a few uncommon metrics that can help in the long run. So I thought I'll focus on uncommon financial metrics. The first one is customer profitability. So if you are having a business where um, you have a limited number of customers or you're selling to focused customers or entities, you can actually monitor how is each customer profitable for you. And of course, we know case studies which are there even in MBA. I remember there case studies where, like, especially these logistics companies, when they were giving special rates to different companies, they did a simple analysis after a few years and found out that their key customers were the least profitable, and they decided to just change it. And then they went back to them and said, sorry, we cannot give you at these rates. And they had to just increase the rates and all those kind of things. So, customer profitability is one uncommon metric. Not many people look at a customer profitability. So, that can really help to increase the health of the organization. Next is product or service profitability. And this is where most of the time data analytics and business intelligence and all that helps, where all the data analytics team members, data science team members, they take numbers of the business, various billing details and all that, and then they basically try to come out with these reports. Which product is most profitable or which service is more profitable? And which product is not profitable, for example. So these information can also help in increasing the health of the organization. Next is project profitability. This is, of course, applicable only if the organization is into projects. Like, not everybody are into projects. Many organizations are into products. I mean, one-time product or a service which is given as per service and all that. But there are some companies which take up projects which might go on for 3 months or sometimes even 3 years if it's a something to do with manufacturing and all that. So project profitability. I know organizations like, for example, event management companies. In event management, one of the challenges, they don't know whether each event is actually profitable or not, because they make an estimate saying that this event would cost so much, But at the end of the day, they really do not know whether that event actually they made profit, because they have many vendors for each event. The cost keep varying, once every few months the costs vary. So the estimate that they put at the starting and whether they actually made profit or not, they don't know. So there are organizations like that. Even for example, interiors, corporate interiors companies who do projects regularly, even they don't know whether each project that they do is actually profitable or not. If they don't have proper financial monitoring, that is, if all the customer payments, all the project payments is coming into one bank account, and if they are not accounting each payment and expense into certain project heads, there is no way they are going to realize whether that project they actually made a profit or a loss. Okay, so this is one uncommon metric, project profitability. And another uncommon metric is unit or team or individual profitability. Now, for example, in our company, we use this individual profitability. That is, every week and month, we monitor whether every team member is profitable or not. Okay, that's one of the metrics that we observe, and we have also color coded it. If the person is not profitable, it goes to red color. If the person is profitable, it goes to green color. And if the person is superstar and super profitable, it goes to violet color. We've given a different color altogether, and we actually show that to the team also. So it's not that it's only for the leadership team. We literally show it to the team, and it gives a lot of transparency, and it helps those who are really performing. They really boost their morale, and it also gives them a confidence that, hey, I'm doing really well. I will get good growth here. Whereas a person who's not performing well, we try to coach them, we try to mentor them. We have separate sessions with them where the leadership team just sits with them and tries to understand, hey, what's happening in your life, and why is this happening? You were performing better earlier. Now things seems to be going south. What's happening with you? And then we've seen people turning around after those meetings, because everything is transparent, openly kept to everyone to see, and it just turns around and they do much better. So individual profitability also, if it's relevant for you, see, for us it's very relevant because we have individual contributors. In a software company, it's each individual is a contributor. So for us it's relevant. For some companies, it might not be relevant. It might be very difficult to do that. But still, if you can come up with some kind of metric where you're able to monitor that individual profitability, it will be amazing. And one other uncommon metric that many companies ignore, which is quite crucial, is observing the trends. I mean, we open a newspaper, a business newspaper, we see trends everywhere. Year on year, there is a 2% growth, 300 crores increase, and all that. We see that everywhere, but in businesses, we tend to ignore those. We tend to ignore how has our trend been, either with expenses, or with revenue, or with profitability, or with customer profitability, or with team profitability, or whatever it is. We completely ignore the trends of what is happening. The one good thing about trends is, if you see the any reversal in trend, either going up or going down, that's a very good indicator that you need to act on it at that moment. If it's going up, lower trend going up, then rejoice that, okay, good, some efforts of yours is paying off. If it started going down, it has taken a turn, the trend has taken a turn, that means you need to find out why is it going down, what are we not doing, or what are we doing that it's taking down. So this is one metric that many of us tend to ignore, which is quite important. So this is also something that can help in improving the health of the organization and growth of the organization. And one final thing, of course, many of us do this. I hope all of us are doing this. That is emergency fund, or another way of telling this is, which is more common in the financial acumen is, financial jargon is cash reserves. How much of cash reserves do we have, or how much of emergency fund, in another way of telling it, do we have, or how much of it are we building over the years? Are we able to cover, let's say, 3 months of our operational expenses, or 6 months of our operational expenses through the reserves? Now, this is something extremely uncommon, especially those organizations which are relying heavily on debt. They wouldn't even think in these directions. But those who would like to be cash rich and who would like to provide their own, and who would like to be slow in growth, I mean, it's a trade-off, and it's a personal values also, depends from person to person. But this is another metric that, if you're interested, you can definitely have, and this can help when there are uncertainties like COVID and all that. In fact, I remember Bill Gates in one of his interviews, he said he maintains a reserve of 1 year of operational expenses. 1 full year of operational expenses is maintained as reserves. That's what he said. And this was a very long time back interview. And the reason he said is that the tech industry is changing so fast that by the time there's a new technology, and if the company has not caught up to that new technology, it may take even a year before they may catch up to that new technology. And if they don't have the reserves to take care of the team during or the operations for the 1 year, they'll just drop out. The whole organization will just vanish. So he says he has maintained 1 year worth of reserves. So even if there is not a dime of revenue coming into the organization, this 1 year reserve will take care of the organization so that they can innovate, launch new products or whatever or services, and then still catch up later on. So this is one uncommon metric that not many companies look at. So that those were a few of my ideas and contributions. So now it's time for you to share your what you feel could be certain metrics that companies can monitor, the financial metrics. Before that, please do ensure you're telling your name, company, location, and category. Just introduce so that everyone know about you also. So any of you would like to contribute, you can tell now.
Yeah. My name is Kumar. I have a HR service organization called Merit Matters based out of Bangalore, India. And we support organization on the entire HR processes. Basically, I'm a HR process specialist, having worked in about 30 years in corporate HR. I consider myself having the competencies for establishing HR processes. And that's my job, and that's um, my business as well. Now, whenever I see hear the word, the key metrics, I learned, in the initial stages of my career. From Jack Welch, Jack Welch says to assess the health of a company, there are three key metrics is essential, and it is gone into my mind, and I keep using this. One is employee engagement index. Second is customer satisfaction index, and the third is your cash flow. So why employee engagement is, there's no point that you can grow anywhere unless your employees are engaged. Here, engagement means the psychological connect between the employees and the organization. And second is the customer satisfaction index. So unless you're constantly measuring the customer satisfaction index, which is a very important metric for strategic planning also. So you need to have a strong customer satisfaction index process to periodically measure, and that's it. I think that covers a little bit of what Thomas was just sharing about the customer thing. And the third is the cash flow. Cash flow, of course, is ultimately everything depends on the cash flow. So these are the three things what Jack Welch has told in one of the forums, that these are the three key metrics within which you can access the entire company's growth, health of the company, and how in future of the company would be that. It's my
Absolutely. Thank you. I think last time you even mentioned about this employee engagement where you brought in this Gallup
Yes,
Q12
yes,
and all that. Yeah. In
yeah.
fact,
Q12, Q12.
exactly. And in fact, after you told that, I implemented that in my company. Two
Excellent,
of them took the interview.
excellent.
Yeah. So
Oh,
not all of them did. So I did not make it mandatory. So, but I'm planning to do that in the next meeting. And it's
very nice,
quite
very
good.
nice.
It's quite good the way
That is
it is
very, very, we've been using it, and
helpful.
Dr. TV Rao, who is supposed to be the pioneer of the HR process in India,
Yeah.
he advocates that, suppose you want it, you can little bit customize it. The Q tool is a framework, but
Yeah.
you can
Yeah.
little bit customize it and use it according to your individual organization needs. And that Q tool covers the entire thing, the resources, the friend at work, which talks about the relationships, all that is covered actually. I love that
Absolutely, absolutely. I
framework.
would strongly recommend any organization to get in touch with Jabakumar sir and then find out what it is more and more, and then definitely implement. I would strongly recommend that. It's quite good. It's really quite good. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Yeah, ma'am, you would like to say something? You're muted. You're muted. Yeah.
What is that you last point Jabal Kumar told that you have
Yeah.
implemented?
No, that
Uh,
is last this one. In this particular thing, and then is the third point is the cash flow.
Not cash
Cash flow,
flow. The
yes, very
Gallup,
important.
Gallup.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gallup
The other one,
Q12.
last week, what we discussed was the Q12. That is question number. There are 12 questions in the Gallup framework of assessing, basically employee engagement. We
Yeah.
You
use
will
it as
come to
a
know how
tool.
much the employee is engaged. Each employee, like if you have 100 employees, you will know exactly who is engaged, who is not engaged. It's
Who's
just
not?
simple
Yeah, that's
12
very
questions.
important. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it's extremely important. If there is no
Yes,
employee engagement in a company,
correct.
a
Yeah,
lot of things can go wrong. That's why last time I was saying, that goal should be the same. If they
Yeah.
don't
Here
engage, they don't
he
know what's
defines
going on.
engagement. Yeah, he
Yeah.
defines engagement as the connect to what employees
Yes.
have with the
Yes.
organization.
They would know what company's goal, vision, mission, everything,
Exactly.
philosophy. To follow that, they all have to be engaged. Otherwise, it's not
Yes.
possible. And a few of them not involved, just sitting on their desk and independently working, not going to happen. Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Yeah. All
Ma'am, you
right.
would like to
Thanks,
contribute
guys.
anything? Yeah. Okay. Thank you. And so please invite your friends. And if you would like to take a topic, of course, ma'am would be taking but on a longer session, not in this format. So we'll
Yeah.
plan that once ma'am is ready. So we'll
Yeah.
plan that
Just
as
give
a
me some
separate
time because there
session.
are a lot of stuff
Yeah,
is on the ship and lots of things happening. It is getting anything to Europe
sure,
from
sure, definitely,
particularly
ma'am.
from the third country is a nightmare. They don't like it, which I am doing
Okay,
it.
okay,
I'm very
okay. So,
brave to get everything from
and
India.
okay, okay. Sir, would you
Most,
like to take any sessions? You can also let us know. We
yeah,
would be
would like
happy
to.
something
It'd
on
be
the
nice.
HR
I will
side
join
also.
at least for sessions. I can
Yeah,
join. It's just 20 minutes.
yeah.
It goes very quickly.
Please do that. Yeah, thank you.
So Jabal
And these are
Kumar,
few
why
good.
don't you take one session? I would like to join about HR. What
Sure.
Absolutely, yeah.
exactly is important for the companies when you're recruiting and
Yeah.
those kind of stuff.
Yeah, sure. I'll what would be of interest? Let me just find out on this.
Yeah,
We'll
sure. I will shoot it in the group. Yeah.
sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I will do that, but I need about at least 45 minutes to minimum, possibly 1 hour, so that everyone can really benefit. If we break the
Definitely.
session by 4 times or 3 times, a lot of people will miss the most important part in the first or second or third session. That's
I
no
agree.
good. It should be continuous. I can still do another one more session later on, but 1 hour is very important so that
Sure,
people
ma'am.
will have
So
all kind of health issues, questions, answers.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
healthy
let's
aging.
conclude
Yeah.
now. Let's conclude.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for
Thanks a
that.
lot. Yeah.
And
Bye.
yeah, so thank you all for joining. I think we have few members who joined just now. So
Oh, yeah.
yeah, so hopefully, upcoming sessions we should have more team members. So thank you all for joining. Please do post your questions, promote your business, share more growth ideas in the WhatsApp group also, so that it will benefit all of us. And thank you very much for joining. Good night and have a great week ahead. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you
Thank
all.
you so
Thank you.
much.
Yeah,
Bye.
thanks a lot. Yeah. Bye. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.